Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We're just going to do a little recap on Ezra McCandless. We all know she's been to trial and she has been sentenced, which was on the 7th of February 2020. We know that she had got 50 years imprisonment in one of the Wisconsin prisons that she will be going to, and who knows, she may be moved out of state for some apparent reason, but who knows? We don't know where she's going at this time. But the the channels are getting a hold of this story. 48 Hours have done one. Probably Idea do one, and probably this is going to be a lifetime movie. You know, guys, it's coming. The end of the road, and this case is over for now. Never say over. Well, it's over, but never say over. Because she has appeals. She has appeals yet, and soon as they got out of that courtroom, or even before, they were appealing her sentence, and guaranteed, who knows, she may get another trial. She may do, guys. And so I'm not holding my breath. Let's see what the first appeal does to see if it's denied. First off, it's very hard to win a case like this on appeals the first time, maybe the second time, because as we know, there is lots of people in Wisconsin that have gone on appeals and have been put into prison for less. So, and they don't win their appeals. And so we'll just see how this goes. Ezra McCandless on the stand by her defense team was to give the impression that she was small in frame, only 5'2", and only weighed 115 to 20 pounds, and a frail little girl on the stand that couldn't hurt a fly. She appears to be timid, and wouldn't hurt a fly, and crawls up like she's some scared rabbit or something. But anyway, there is other videos out on her. Now, the video that she was in was when she was interviewed with the allegations of assault with John, one of the other guys in this love triangle. And I will try to find it, and I'll put it in this video where she is curled up on the chair, just like Jodi Arias did, right? And tell this whopper of a story that, by the way, was dismissed of lack of evidence, or they just didn't believe a word she said, because Alex was a witness and said that she just regretted it after. But at the time, she was a willing participant. So that was thrown out. Now, she was put on the stand to look like she did. But one of the jurors spoke out in 48 hours. And I don't know who else has spoken out, but the defense team has, or did, speak to a juror and ask them how did they come up with the verdict? And stuff like that. They asked them some questions, and they did not have to answer if they didn't want to. They don't have to talk to nobody if they want to. Or they can tell the whole story, the whole case if they want to. It's up to them. But apparently, some other things have come out. Her best friend, that her friend calls her best friend, but I doubt if she ever was a best friend to her on, Ezra, because according to her friend, that she has always been a liar, and was lying, and was lying and continued to lie, and so she was not up there as a witness for her friend, and actually nobody was, none of her friends, nobody she's known from school, were up there. Yeah, they told some stories about her childhood when she was 4, and stuff like that. But that was then, when she was a kid. This is now when she's a teenager and an adult. And so a lot of things change. Like we all know, we're never the same person we were last year or the year before. In fact, when we were children. Let's put it that way. Now, when Ezra was called to the stand to testify at her own murder trial, no one quite knew what to expect. Some in the media had nicknamed her the killer girlfriend, while others compared her to the infamous convicted murderer Jodi Arias. Oh yeah. Well, put them two side by side and we can tell you why. Obvious. McCandless was only 22 when the trial began in October 2019. She was charged with first-degree murder, intentional homicide for the stabbing, and they call it the ex-boyfriend, but really, we don't even know if he ever was the boyfriend in Ezra's eyes, because she's known to be a liar. And stabbed Alex 16 times in the head, neck, groin, and torso. But before McCandless was questioned about the murder, her defense lawyer asked about her life, wondering why Ezra had changed her name several times. Ezra was born Monica Kay and was later Monica Carlin. But at her trial, she went with her new self-given name. It became immediately clear to everyone in the courtroom or watching it live stream at home. McCandless appeared. She looked really, really relaxed for someone testifying at their own murder trial. She told the jurors that Ezra fit her better than Monica, and that she picked McCandless in honor of free spirit Chris McCandless, whose life was moralized in the book and film Into the Wild. I thought it was really interesting that she was asked to spell her name. How happy she got. How much she lit up. Said childhood friend Julia Post, when she was spelling it, she was kind of smiling like, yep, this is me. I get to talk about me now. Like, my time to shine. At another point, when McCandless and her defense attorney began talking over one another, Ezra broke out in a laugh. Did you see that? When she was on the witness stand, it didn't seem real, said ex-boyfriend Jason Mingle. She just seemed at times to be enjoying it. Yep. There were times on the witness stand where she was smiling and joking. Watching intensely was District Attorney Andrea Nudoff. Her demeanor during the trial was very relaxed, she said. She seemed on breaks, excited to see her family. That this was kind of like a family reunion. It wasn't someone who was, I'm on trial for first-degree intentional homicide. This was somebody who was wondering when she's going home. Andrea thought McCandless was empathizing her femininity to appeal to the jurors, especially the first day she testified when she wore a pink sweater. She was in pink and trying to be very meek and timid, Andrea, the prosecutor, said. Almost every day of the 2-week trial, McCandless came in with a different hairstyle and items of clothing, and it seemed to some that she was drawing attention to herself even when she was not on the stand. There was almost electricity in the air when the love of McCandless' life, Jason Mingle, an Army medic, was called to testify. The two had not seen each other in nearly 18 months. The moment Ezra McCandless heard the words, "The state calls Jason Mingle," she began shifting in her seat and looking around the courtroom. Yes, she did. And a smile lit up. Her eyes lit up. Her glasses were off. Her glasses were on top of her head that she forgot that's where they were. And then she realized. Julia Post says McCandless was wearing her love for Jason on her sleeve. She just couldn't hide it, Julia said. I think she had went, a year without seeing this person, and they are, and she just wanted attention from him. Now, Jason Mingle certainly noticed this on the day of testifying. He says, I was kind of shocked when I walked in the courtroom. He said, she's given me these looks. Yep, we see it. Adjusting herself, like being overly, Yeah, she was attracted to you, all right. No doubt about it. Now, Jason Mingle was asked by the prosecutor to identify McCandless by an item of clothing, and he mentioned that she was wearing a pink jacket. She was, but during a break, she took off the jacket to reveal a green sweater underneath. It meant nothing to most in the courtroom, but Mingle knew what it meant. He had given Ezra McCandless that sweater when she was hospitalized after the attack. well, the alleged attack. It was emotional to see the games never stopped. He said, it was deliberate, Mengel told her. Ezra definitely wore that to get a response out of me, Jason Mengel said. It was just shocking, he said. I don't understand why her tactic was, but I definitely felt uneasy. It just felt like more the emotional manipulation I had been put through all that time. I was definitely felt like she thought that showing that to me, like, this is how much I love you still, Jason. Ezra McCandless detractors pointed to the stunned look on Ezra's face when she was found guilty and said it was the only true emotion she showed. Oh yeah, we see that emotion. And boy, was she shocked, because we know, we've heard the letters. We've heard the letters now, and we've seen some of the letters that she wrote to different people, that she had plans when she got out, that she was going to get her teeth whitened, she was going to have her hair highlighted, but she wasn't going to do it this time. She was going to have a professional do it. She was going to get a new wardrobe, and she was going to, whatever, walk in the nature, the wildness, and she was going to get mocha. Mocha. Some latte. Yeah, sip some coffee with me. But anyway, that was true shock and emotion. Did she think she was going to get found not guilty? I don't know which part she felt so stunned about. Was it the first degree murder? Or she didn't get any lesser sentence? I don't know which part she was in shock at, but this was a first degree intentional murder case. It's just as high as you can go in Wisconsin, other than a death penalty case. And she well deserved to be in a death penalty case, but as Wisconsin does not have it, the next best thing is life imprisonment, because a lot of Wisconsinites complained about the sentences that people were getting and serving, when just say a life sentence and they gave them 30 years and have a parole hearing to be able to get out, a possibility to get out. People were getting out in 10 years, in 20 years, and people were disgusted about it. So this is why they came up with, a higher sentence. And there's no way they're going to give people 10 to 20 years on a first degree guilty intentional homicide. That would be a slap in the face. That would be a slap in the face, and people would not trust. They would not trust what the judge would give them. So the judge has his discretion what to do, but he can't give lesser than it deserves. He can't. And so that showed. I mean, the judge explained over and over and over. We heard it. I was like, oh Lordy. But I think he just made sure that they quite understood why and how the system works, and why was the biggest question was why. And he answered it, James. He answered it, the judge did. Very well, I think. But even though he went over and over. But anyway, after the trial and before she was sentenced to her life sentence, McCandless released a statement blistering her critics and what she called, you prejudged her, prejudgmental in the media. Now, how does she know that? How does she know that? It's because she obviously had people writing her, telling her what's going on in the news. They were watching, maybe YouTube and Facebook and seeing what people are writing about her. And obviously her mother or somebody had phone calls and they were letting her know. We know that. We know that. And maybe people coming into the jail that they knew about her and they also were telling her what was going on. And, well, we all know she had the jailbird. No, nothing against her, but she doesn't know her. She doesn't know her. She only sees what she sees in jail. And when you're in jail, you all become friends and you never go against each other. It's just what you do. You don't. But anyway, that's what she was saying. If you breathe, it will be used against you. If you cry too hard or too much, she is fake, it read. If you don't cry enough, she is heartless. If you smile, she is not taking this seriously. If you keep your face calm, she's unfeeling daily. Smile, but not too much. It's okay to cry, but not too much. Don't react, but make sure that you show who you are. To those who criticize the so-called family reunions she had in court during breaks, she wrote that she was acting that way because she had been in jail for so many months, unable to see her family, she wrote. Who would not smile after finally face to face with family after so long? Well, okay. Does this just show you something? Okay, she's in Dunn County Jail. You mean to say that she was not allowed any visitors while she was in Dunn County Jail? Or do she mean that nobody came to visit her? This so-called family that loves her so much and she loves them. You mean nobody came to visit you? Is that what you mean? Because you're saying that you hadn't seen them. You hadn't seen them for so long. And you've been in the county jail for 18 months. I find that very hard to believe that you never see no family all the time you were in Dunn County Jail. Unless they just didn't come and see you. And that's on them. But anyway, this is your words, not ours. We don't know who came and visited you and who didn't. I was assuming that you did have visitors. That you did and could have visitors. I mean, that's what I assume. But anyway, never assume. Never, never, never. So, this is her little gripe. McCandless said she felt re-traumatized by the trial and the way she was portrayed as a sex friend and a liar. That's true. Well, she acted like a sex maniac and she had all these lovers and she was accusing them of assault and betraying her. Yet she's the liar. And even Jason called her a liar and couldn't trust her. And she pointed out supporters to her Instagram page saying she would never stop fighting for her truth and hoped her case would be heard by a higher court. The battle for justice, she wrote, has only just begun.